folks, Rich here at RCINFORMER. Today I have a really sweet review to do for you of a really nice airplane coming from Hobby King. This is Hobby King's YAK-52, 1200 millimeter wingspan. YAK-52 is a Russian sort of a trainer aerobatic airplane, and this version from Hobby King is really stellar. It's a perfect 1200 millimeter size, so it's big enough to really see, but also small enough to get in your car all in one piece. Now this airplane from Hobby King actually comes in two color schemes. It comes in this sort of sporty aerobatic version, and also comes in a Russian camouflage version, which I'll put a picture up on the screen here for you to see. Overview of the airplane: it's all EPO foam, comes in a receiver ready format. So it also comes, I believe, in just an airframe, but the receiver ready version is the one I'm showing you here today. The motor's installed, speed controller, 7 servos, retractable gear. All you have to do is add your receiver and battery, and you're ready to go fly. Again, it's all EPO foam. The motor is a 680 kV brushless outrunner, 40 amp speed controller, and it has an onboard BEC that drives the 7 servos that are pre-installed on the airplane. There's a lot of nice features on this thing. I'll try and get through it as quickly as I can. But it's just a stellar looking airplane. First of all, just to kind of show you the cockpit here, they made a really nice kind of finger insert right here that you put your finger in to get this canopy off. And if Pete can zoom in here, they put a nice piece of plastic here, which keeps it from wearing out. And the underside of this canopy, you have all magnets and a tongue and groove design, so you can see how nicely that thing just pops right on. The canopy itself is real nice. You can put 2 pilots in there if you want to. Real nice instrument panel all the way around. They did a really nice job on designing it. Everything on the airplane fits together really nicely. In fact, it's only a few screws to put this together. The only things you need to glue to get this airplane together are a few antennas. This rear antenna and this pitot tube right here, and this whole thing. The rest of it just bolts together. A few bolts for the wing, a few for the tail. You bolt your prop and spinner, and you're ready to go flying. Now on the inside here, Pete's going to kind of zoom in here so I can show you sort of the arrangement here. You can see your pre-installed rudder and elevator servos. You can see here I'm running an orange receiver, a dual diversity with 2 antennas here. And you can see how I have those taped. One's right here, one's right here. So they're 90 degrees to each other to help minimize signal loss. And I'm running a Zippy 2200 compact 25C battery in here. The speed controller is mounted way up front here. And another feature I want to show you, if Pete can see right along the side here, there's a really nice fiberglass spars running the length of this fuselage front to back. So it really makes the thing nice and rigid. But you can see there's plenty of space for everything in here. Where I have my battery is where this thing balances on the factory CG, and everything flies nicely there. Now I'm going to get the canopy right back on here. And you can see how that just snaps right in place and is in position. Now I'll go ahead and flip this thing upside down and show you some of the things on the underside of the airplane. I'm going to see if I can get Pete to zoom right in on the retractable gear system. All metal retracts, very, very nice. They look like actually they're machined and stamped, and they just work fantastic. I'll go ahead and cycle all 3 of the gears for you here, Pete. And you can see how nicely those retract. Now, this is how the real YAK-52 is. They retract, but they don't fully retract into the fuselage. So it's a very, very scale rendition of what the real YAK-52 is like. We'll go ahead and extend those. And again, these retracts, they come fully installed just the way you see it. Now on the underside here, you can see the wing doublers with the 4 bolts that put this on. There's a spar that runs between the 2 of these. The 2 halves go together and you put the 4 screws on and your wing is in position. Now you'll notice here, this is a 6-channel airplane. It has a separate steering servo. You only need 6 channels to operate this airplane, but if you want to go with a 7th channel, which is what I did with mine, I actually set mine up on a knob here so I can actually trim my nose wheel steering but still have rudder control. And all you have to do is you make a mix. You plug your steering servo into an auxiliary channel, and you set up a mix so your rudder is the master and your nose wheel steering servo is the slave, and you assign that aux channel to a knob. So that lets you ground trim your nose wheel steering. Really slick way to do it, but only 6 channels really are required to do this. Now, I'm going to show Pete the flaps here and let you guys take a look. Pete's going to zoom in on these flaps. Has a very nice flap system. I'll go ahead and extend those for you. Very scale. I have a takeoff setting and a landing setting in there, and you can see how nicely those things work. Just a general look overall at the wing. You can see very nice ball links all the way around that are actually pre-installed. All you have to do is just get the rods in place, but otherwise the horns are all in position and everything. Another unique feature about this airplane is the ailerons. It's the first time I've actually seen this on a model airplane, if Pete can see this the way I have this set up. They have freeze type ailerons, and you'll notice that as I move the aileron, especially to the up position, you'll see that this little area right here, right along here, actually dips down. It dips into the free stream of air. And the reason for that is most airplanes create adverse yaw when they're flying around. And what that means is when the airplane banks, what happens is the wing that goes up is actually making more lift and more drag. So if Pete can zoom out here a little bit, basically what happens is as an airplane banks to the right, the upgoing wing makes a lot of drag and it makes it yaw in the opposite direction. So what they've done with a freeze type on this, which I've never seen on a model yet, when the airplane banks to the right, what happens is the upgoing aileron, the aileron here dips down into that free stream of air and creates more drag. So it helps really eliminate and counteract the drag from the upgoing wing, and it kind of eliminates or reduces that adverse yaw effect. So really neat that they put freeze type ailerons into this airplane. Really impressed with this. You can see the scale looks are really nice. It has a really sweet, actually magnetic cowling that you can get on and off, and it pops into place with magnets. And you can see up front, very scale prop, very scale louvers and so forth. It's just a really stellar looking airplane that flies great. And with that, guys, I've done enough talking. Let's go ahead and get this thing out to the runway, and I'll give you a flight demo of Hobby King's new Yak-52. All right, guys, just a quick flight control check. Two notes I want to make with the ailerons and the elevator. The ailerons, as you can see, have a lot of control throw, and in order to tone it down a bit and make it a little easier to fly, I went ahead and moved the aileron push rods to the middle hole of the servo horn. The problem I had there was the hole was very big and the pin was small, and it was making some play in the system. So I went ahead and put a little CA in that hole, let it dry up, and then you work it out, let it move a little bit, and then you get a decent amount of throw. Now this is actually too much. If you go down to 70%, this is about the throw you want. It makes it real easy to fly. 70% travel, 0 expo in the ailerons. The elevators, you can see lots of throw there as well. And you move that, I moved that to 70%, or set 70% travel, and you can see how that moves. That's about the movement you want for the aileron and the elevator. So no expo in either one. I just fly them straight, but 70% travel on both. So anyway, here we go, guys. Taxiing on out. Holding the back stick back in there. We'll get this on the runway. It is a little windy today, guys, so I'm trying to keep it on the runway. Here we go. Adding a little power. Pitching back easy. Gear's coming up, and it goes right on up there. Now this plane's real aerobatic and really smooth. I'm going to go ahead and put full flaps in there and just slow it on down so you guys can see. I'm going into the wind here. You can see how nicely it flies. Nice and smooth. The wind is kind of beating it up here a little bit. I'm going to come back around for another slow pass. You can kind of see what it's like. Going into the wind here. Nice and slow. Very tame airplane. Powering it up. I'm going to go vertical with it, Pete. Flaps are coming up. You see the climb that this thing has. Lots of punch. It will go way, way up there, and it'll just keep on going up there. I'm going to go ahead and pull the power back. Just let it fall. Pete's probably having a hard time finding it right now, but I'm rolling it coming down. You can see how aerobatic it is. It's really nice. All right, Pete, fast pass. You ready?
Yep.
All right, full throttle coming by, right into the wind. It moves right along, all the way to the end. Pull it up, half Cuban 8. Coming by, tailwind. This thing is great. This thing really is well suited to my flying style. I like a sporty, aerobatic, but tame airplane, and that's really what this thing is. Roll it upside down here into the wind. Flies great upside down. Wind's kind of beating it up there. Inverted in a turn here. I'll go ahead and put the landing gear down. Do an inverted pass with the gear down. Very nice. Love this thing. Now, one thing this does well too is it pitches negative. Watch this thing. It pitches negative great, real easy. Lots of elevator authority. Gear's coming up now. Real aerobatic. Now I'm going to come around, Pete, this way. See if I can give you a good point roll here. This thing is real crisp in the point roll department. Here we go. Pitching up a little, rolling. It's very snappy in the roll. Guys who like to do aerobatics are going to really like this thing. It is just fun to fly. Steep turns out front here. Try not to get the wind get underneath me and flip it over here. It is windy. But this thing handles it pretty good. Roll it around. All right, opposite direction, fast pass again. Full throttle. Bank it into the camera a little bit here. All right. How about some touch and goes, Pete?
Sure.
Gear's coming down. About a third to a quarter throttle here. You can see how nice this comes in. It slows down. Gonna get on those mains first. There we go. Power it up. Pitching up. Gear's coming up. Going vertical with it. Or as vertical as I can, just because the wind is blowing me right in. We're going right into the wind here. And if I don't go vertical, it'll go over our backs here. So you see this thing just goes up and up. All right, coming straight down, rolling on the down line again. All right. All right, I'm gonna go to high aileron rate. You can see what this thing does. It rolls around really fast. Rolling it around really quick on the ailerons. 70% travel, remember that. 70% travel on the ailerons in the elevator. Move your ailerons to those center servo holes and you'll have real good aileron control of this thing. I can tell this has freeze type ailerons like we talked about earlier because it really doesn't have that adverse yaw tendency. It rolls pretty axial. All right, coming by again fast. Just love it. All right, Pete. One more touch and go here. Slows down right into the wind. There we go. A little rough. There we go. It'll even handle a rough landing. What's that?
It's tough.
Well, it's windy out here. But that's good. It is a tough plane.
Beefy gear.
Let's see if I can do that again a little. Let me redeem myself here a little bit. No power in here. About a third to a quarter throttle. That's a little better.
There you go.
Power's coming in, pitching back, again going vertical. This thing will give you a good flight time too, guys.
You're at 6 minutes.
Yeah, it'll go 7-8 minutes even probably if you're careful with it, depending on how you do it. Love the flying style of this thing. The Russians sure know how to make a plane. We got one guy down there, Pete. I'm waiting for him to taxi on in, so once he gets in, I'll go ahead and land. Simply awesome. I am digging this plane. Lots of fun. Avios YAK-52 from Hobby King. I like it. We'll be taking this to air shows, guys, and demoing this. So,
Climate formation.
Hopefully, Seth and Joe Nall will have them out there. We'll be doing some more demos of this thing too, guys. We'll fly the camo one for you too. Pete's gonna fly. Go ahead out and get yours if you need to. We need to land, so go ahead and get it. Okay, he's just gonna stay there. Pete, I'm gonna go ahead and land.
Alrighty.
Landing! All right, gear's coming down. He's right in the middle of the runway. So,
Land on the top.
Well, I'm gonna go over him. I'll go over him.
Ooh, there you go.
Sometimes we gotta work with the general public here. Let's see if I can taxi it back without flipping it over. The wind is getting under the tail when I go in this direction, guys, and it's flipping it over on me. Here we go. There we go. Turn it around here. Anyway, guys, check it out. The Avios YAK-52. See, it does that sometimes. The Avios YAK-52, guys, from Hobby King. Real nice airplane. I am digging flying it. Check it out there. Thanks, guys, for watching RC Informer. And as always, we'll see you next time.